bleeding from his nose and his ear. Although he did have a puncture behind that ear,
Yeah.
he was bleeding from his ear hole. And he had
Bite marks.
He was covered with blood because his eye was hanging out like a little bit right there.
Yeah.
And it was all the way to the side. But I couldn't understand why his tail, because his back quarters was bloody too. We didn't know till we got him out of the hospital that he had 2 puncture wounds, but they're like 5 inches apart in his tail. I came out with my high-powered flashlight and shined. Standing right over there was the biggest figure I've ever seen. Its eyes were green, about 8 foot tall. You know, it looked like reflect.
We're the Squatch Watchers. We do Bigfoot and ghost paranormal activity investigations. Our team consists of TATE FULBRIGHT from Hickory, North Carolina, David Martin from Taylorsville, North Carolina, and myself, Taylor Cook, from Hickory, North Carolina. Together, we'll bring you evidence, and we'll find out, do these creatures really exist?
So we're here in North Wilkesboro. David has been getting a phone call the past couple weeks, and they're going to go as John and Jane Doe tonight. So when we refer to John, that's the male, and then whenever we refer to Jane, that's the female. David, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they reached out to a mutual friend, and he gave them our name. You know, there's been some activity. The dog has obviously been attacked. I mean, you can see the physical scars on the dog. They want us to come out. Well, we were trying to get here last weekend, and things didn't line up, and so we didn't come. Sure enough, the weekend we don't come, all hell breaks loose. And they wind up calling us, and of course, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know, we're 3 hours away. We can't get here in time, but we're here now, and we're hoping to have even a moniker of the same amount of activity they had last weekend. Praise God, thank you, Jesus, but we're in for one hell of a hunt, that's all I know.
And what really got me attached to this hunt was the dog named Waylon getting its eye basically gouged out by what we believe could be a Sasquatch, and its tail bit by what we believe to be a Sasquatch with a, well, we'll just let John and Jane tell you guys about it. 3, 2.
The reason I reached out is because we have a pit bull terrier and a lab. Our pit bull and lab was playing. They weren't out of our sight for 5 minutes a couple Saturdays ago. Sunday. It was Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sunday. And we came out in 10:30 in the morning. Sun is bright. And our dog was normally high strung. He runs into his kennel, which is normal, you know, that's odd. And I look behind him, and my pit bull terrier has blood covering his face, down his chest and his arms, and from his back, down his tail, his whole backside, down his back legs. I thought he'd been hit by a car at the time, and we freaked out. I yelled to get some towels. My son got those. We wrapped them around him, had to take him to the emergency room. So, he had his eye hanging out. It looks like, I think, a bear or something swatted him, because it couldn't have been him getting attacked by dogs. We heard nothing. We normally hear dogs when they're fighting. It normally takes a minute, and they weren't 100 yards away from our front yard. And there was no vehicles around. The surgeon said he probably got hit by a car because it was blunt force trauma. But his eye was hanging out. He had a puncture wound behind his ear, a scratch down his face. But then on his tail, he had 2 puncture wounds that were about 5.5 inches apart. So I don't know what it was. Nothing makes sense. There's nothing with a bite radius around here that's supposed to be. There was no cars, ATVs, 4-wheelers, nothing, and we never heard anything. It was like he was here 1 second,
Then he comes back home messed up.
And he comes back home messed up. And if it was other dogs, my other dog was unharmed. He was just scared, but he was unharmed. If it was another dog, they would have jumped it. We would have heard a tussle or something. We heard nothing.
The drive coming into this property, how long is it from the road once you turn in?
I'd
I'm
say
not good at that.
3/4 of a mile.
It's almost 9/10 of a mile. So the drive getting into the property is 9/10 of a mile. Once you're coming off of the road, it's not a main road, it's a side road. The nearest main road from here is another, what, 7-8 miles?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're out in the middle of the foothills of North Carolina, all right? So I want to just, to our viewers, this dog didn't get hit by a car. On this property, and I'm looking at, there are some houses around, okay? There's no way he got hit by, you're not speeding on this road, okay? I drove in, and I'm like, you're not speeding on this road. So he didn't get hit by a car. ATV, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the surroundings, highly doubtful. But what puts a puncture mark or a bite wound on an animal with the 5 to 6 inch bite radius? That's one big jaw. And the whole time we're sitting here filming, I can hear something over in here. I don't know what that sound is, but we've heard one sound similar to what we hear on our hunt property. We've heard one yell that I'm not sure what it is, but whatever I'm hearing over here, I got to figure out what that noise is.
3, 2. So as you just heard, John took us down here to this location to where his dog Waylon actually got his eye either gouged out or and his tail bit, and he's about to show us these pictures, and I'll show them on here. We'll just zoom into them. There's 5 inches apart of 2 puncture wounds on his tail, so it's like something either grabbed him maybe by his head, bit his tail and sent it on its way, or I mean, it's hard to explain, but this story really stuck with me. So whenever David told us about this, I was like, yeah, we definitely got to go. So let's check these pictures out.
The puncture behind his ear.
Let's see, focusing. Okay, so there's a puncture behind its ear.
That's 2 punctures in his tail.
You said those were about 5 inches apart?
Yep, about 5 inches apart. We can walk over to my doggy, and you can see how big he is in his tail. That's after, all these were when we were coming home from the hospital. That's his eye, and he was
Poor fella.
clawed down through there.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what happened to his face.
What's that?
Ooh.
That's where his nose was kept bleeding because it was blunt force trauma. And that same ear that he got punctured behind, he still had blood and fluid coming out of that ear hole.
Yeah. Now, so, why did we interrupt?
No, thank you for showing us those.
Okay, so now imagine a dog's coming up and he's put his snoot on you and you don't want him. What's the first thing you do? You can smack that dog on the
Smack
snoot.
it away.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So if you looked at that dog, you've seen the bruise across its snout.
Right.
Okay, obviously damage to his eye really bad. And I mean that when you can hit a dog so hard it's bruised and you can see it through the fur, that's a hard hit. So something, in my opinion, took the bridge of its hand and just hit that dog, okay? And I mean on the face. And when he did, obviously it about knocked his eye out of its socket. I've seen that happen before with a kid kicking a dog. So I mean, it can happen. Now, obviously, dog ain't real happy. It is a pit, and you don't hit me, okay? I think just what Taylor said, just by looking at the pictures, that's the first time I've seen the pictures tonight. I think when this thing knocked it out of its way, it just grabbed it by its hind haunches and just put a big old bite on it and said, this is my area. And then throwed the dog down, the dog run home. Now, now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I don't own a dog that I can't choke out with my bare hands, all right? I've seen dogs turn, and it's a scary thing. Now, I ain't talking about any breeds. I'm just telling you personally, if I can't choke him, he's gotta be a Chihuahua size, all right? These pit bulls, I mean, yeah, they're great, they're loving, I mean, but these are strong dogs. You ain't gonna go out and do that to that dog. He's gonna bite the crap out of you. And whether you hurt the dog or not, somebody's gonna be knocking on your door saying, your dog bit me. Something attacked this dog. We need to find out what.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
That I don't know if I told you yet. When I was getting permission to go on 2 days before Waylon got attacked, it was during the week because that was on a Sunday. It was either Thursday, Friday, our neighbor has got a small dog, probably about this big. You know what I mean? It's got one blue eye and one regular eye.
It's
a cute little
border
dog.
collie. Yeah, border
Yeah,
collie.
it came home and it's got
Australian Shepherd.
it's got a scratch on the upper side of its eye, and it was covered in blood, and the lady had to wash her dog up, and I didn't know about that until I talked to the neighbor.
Wow.
All right, these rocks here, my son put on top of that. I kicked them back over that when I found it. These were moved off to the side. There's the mouth of the fish.
Oh, so it's big.
Oh, it was an 11 pounder when it was. I was going to taxiderm it,
See all the ants are eating on it.
but I didn't because I found out how much that cost. I just don't got that money. Well, the mouth was just sticking up. And that print was over here because it had been raining. It was around this area somewhere. And if you look, there's a path right here. There's a game trail right there. And then this here,
Oh,
I did this. I chopped that off, I think. Broke that off. But not this. This is the piece right here that was broke off. See what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just testing the tree. So
you can tell this thing has spooked John a little bit because he's carrying on his own property. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere he goes.
I've never been on a hunt with someone armed
Yeah.
with as much hardware. Literally, we could take on a small army right now.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly at ease with it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous too,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, impressive tactical gear.
Yeah. So I'm definitely safe of.
If you see these rocks here? Mm-hmm. They were right there on top of that rock.
Oh, so
Stacked
something had
right
stacked
there.
them up right there.
Yeah, see this opening here?
Okay.
See that opening
He
right
even
there?
has his own laser.
And if you come down here, there's some back here. My dogs, when he was attacked, my dogs came out from right under that tree right there.
Okay.
And if you walk down here, there's that old house.
Yeah. Okay. So we passed it. Okay.
Yeah.
So your dog was attacked on this road right here, and right near a rock pile.
Right.
So David's going to restack these rocks.
I'm just nosing because I can.
Okay. Good.
Right here's where they came out, either on this side or that side. I was right up there looking out the window when they came out here and started back up to the house.
It's wild.
There's an abandoned house right there. And
Can you go ahead and
Yeah.
walk over? When you're 6'2", you gotta shrink down to 3 foot.
Yeah. I know. So we're actually on our way in to just see if there's any type of Bigfoot evidence down here to where Waylon had his little encounter.
you look right over there, they were digging that out to make it like a bunker at one time. The owner's grandson told me.
One tree or something shining back there.
We're recording? Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I got excited, so I want to just stop, take a breath. So we're over here. John has took us to where there's an abandoned property. I'm gonna step down without contaminating this bank, or try to, because I want everybody to see right here, clearly something has stepped up on the bank. There's no footprint or anything, but it's big and it's heavy. But look right here. Something stood right there, okay? That spot is flat. Something stood right there to get up on this bank, all right? So clearly something with some weight on it. And I'm moving around the edge of this thing, and I'm not making an indentation for nothing. Okay? So, all right, that's exciting. I mean, look, something just stepped right here in the bank, just gave way. See?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's at least as big as my foot. Now I got 12-inch foot, so.
Yeah. All the trees that are broke are pointed this way.
You'll see this a lot of times, John, where it's thought to be with their markers to tell people where they can and where they cannot be. Pointing this way means this is our side. This way is yours.
So
Don't come on our side. We won't come on your side.
So the side David is standing on, everyone,
Yeah,
is the side Waylon went, and the side over here is where Waylon lives. So it's almost like, what was that?
So none of this makes sense. And right here, there's a fresh break. That tree has been snapped off like so many others we've seen.
Yep, that one right.
Now, obviously, that's a dead tree. There's nothing unusual about that dead tree. But that dead tree is falling this way. So you got this live tree under there that's pushed over under another tree that's leaning up, through there, which is really strange because it's threaded through the pine tree up there. So it couldn't have just fell that way. All right. And then you got all this other little stuff intertwined around all of this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And then when you step back, there's this giant X that appears in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
So,
We'll go back and try to get the X.
yeah, you can do that. That's easy to do.
Yeah. So we're underneath the X right now,
Yes.
technically. This is part of the X.
Yeah, because here's the
Yeah.
one, here's the other one.
Yeah.
And when you step back, you'll see this giant X floating in the middle of the woods.
Right here, you can see it. So, slide it up a little more.
Is that good?
Right there. Yeah.
I mean, it's a giant X.
So right, if they can see my square lot, that goes up through there, the X, and this one right there. Yep. We've seen that multiple times. One twist break.
Yeah. And whatever did that did it when it was alive.
Yeah.
So we all know how hard that's going to be.
In the
Okay.
spring of 2019, it one Friday night, my wife came out onto the porch to smoke a cigarette. We didn't smoke inside at the time. And she yelled to me inside about 10:30 at night that something busted out of the woods behind our dog kennel. I didn't have my second dog, my lab at the time. It busted out from right behind there and ran this way. I came out with my high-powered flashlight and shined. Standing right over there was the biggest figure I've ever seen. Its eyes were green, about 8 foot tall. It looked like reflectors. And I'm telling myself, what is that? If it's somebody in a suit or playing, humans' eyes don't shine. So I went back into the house. I got my shotgun loaded with slugs. I came out with the flashlight. Now I see it hadn't moved. And I see behind it on the tree line, back over here, there's another one. His eyes are shining. Every now and again, they would blink. And then back on the other wood line on the other side were 2 more sets of eyes. They looked like different sizes, and the smallest one was about 6 foot, 6'2", maybe. I walked out here, and I had my truck parked there and her car on the other side of it. I came between the car, and there was a little path. There was a little road right here where this fence is now. I walked right behind here, shining it the whole time. If that's a person, they're going to say something, laugh, run. It never said anything. None of them did. None of them moved other than swaying back and forth. I walked down here, and I'm looking at it like it's looking at me. And I get closer about where that table's at there, and it takes 2 steps over to the side, leans down to one hand, and then comes back up and walks 2 steps back. And I don't know if it's a person. I'm not going to pull the trigger. It was not aggressive. None of them were. But I got a thought. From my background, I've said, maybe I could take this thing down, maybe, or make it mad. But even if I did take it down, there's no way I could get to my porch from there over to there without the other ones being on me. And I wouldn't have a chance. I have no idea what it is. So, and we're not talking about a 30-second, I glimpsed something walking through there, I can mistake identity. I know what bear look like, I know what dogs look like, coyotes. This is like a 30-minute, 25 to 30-minute encounter. And it's looking at me like I'm looking at it. And then the other ones walk off. That one's still standing there, looking at me like I'm looking at him. So I ease on back. I want to get a camera. I don't know if it'll film in the dark, but I come back out, they're not there no more. That was on a Friday night. The next Saturday night, we had a campfire out here. We were by the fire. It's about 11:30 at nighttime. We come to the house, and I hear something behind the kennel again. So I get the flashlight and I'm shining. Right back, almost in the same place, maybe 10 feet over to the wood line. Same thing. And there was 2 sets of eyes behind them then. Another 20 minutes they were there, and then gone. I don't know what to do. I called my buddy up. I was like, man, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I've got something in here that's not supposed to be here, that's not supposed to exist. I got a camera, a tree camera from him, hung it on that tree and baited up, but never got nothing. Then the next week, on a Monday, but it was a lot greener. The foliage was in there, and I've never used one, so I may have had it blocked by the foliage. The next Monday, we got up at 5 in the morning. We had to have my daughter down to catch her bus before 6. And I came out here just shining. They were out there again, and one was on the wood line. And I called to my daughter. I said, Brittany, come here and look at this. I told you. She came out there and she was looking, and when it blinked its eye and walked down there, she said, nope, went right back to her room. She didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to see nothing else. That was it. And then I did not see myself, but my son and a guy from church told me that following Sunday that they saw something peek out behind a tree over there, but they didn't know what it was.
So now
And
we
that's
want to
pretty
talk
much where
about to the just kind of what happened this past weekend. The current.
We were out here. My dog was barking. My other dog, Waylon, who had been attacked, had been in the house. He was getting better. He was still in the house while his medicine cycle was going on. My other dog is going off, and he's got a different bark with animals as he does with humans. But this one was weird, and it would not stop, constant. We were getting up, we were going to bed, and I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna go out here and check just to make sure. I came out here and shined a light, and that's when I seen a set of eyes under the tree at the wood line, just like I seen in 2019. But you can make out the head and the shoulders and the eyes were shining. I called to her and told her to get out here. Never took the light off of it. She came out and seen it, and then another set came up as close as I am to her.
Shorter than that one.
You know, just about this. Came up right behind them. You could see the eyes. Now and then they would blink. Then the other one's eye would blink. Then it turned. She went back inside and woke my son and his girlfriend up. They got dressed and hurried up outside with more flashlights. I watched it walk down there. So then we came off the porch, went around the side, and shined down the path. And I was looking, and at first I didn't see nothing. And my son said, there it is. And there was one rocking back and forth behind a tree on one side of the path, and another one was crouched down behind a tree on another side, looking around. So then I called you, and it was late, and I apologize for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's a perfect Bigfoot trail. Right there is a perfect Bigfoot trail.
David, you didn't tell me we was gonna be walking through 18 acres of briar.
Around in here. You gotta keep your eyes open, man. I'm not even bullshit. Watch this. Yep, right down in there. Come back here.
There's a path right there.
Right there. That's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah.
I'm bleeding.
Oh, through your pants.
I'm bleeding for our fans.
Oh, you're bleeding through your pants.
Yeah. I will fix.
Okay, so here's the.
See that mound right there? There used to be a house out here. That mound is a bunch of bricks that the stuff has grown over. That's what they were walking down. Coming back this way. Right there.
Okay.
Out there is where they were standing.
Get over there and look at it. Yeah. What's up, Dave? Oh yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
Or is that those bricks?
My son knocked down the last
So
one.
you said that mound right there?
Yep. That's the one that Jim found it. And we're out here the other day.
So you are 3 hours away from our primary hunt spot, getting the same exact activity.
Look right here though. You see how that's, look at that trail.
Oh yeah, something's walked through there. There's clearly.
Right up here was there where they were standing when I flashlight them, and they turned and walked down this way.
Oh, look at that.
See, they stepped on this right here, Taylor,
Yeah.
and it
that's
gave
rock.
away.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really uneven through here.
There's a perfect
But you
trail.
can clearly see there's a trail, and they stand right there and look at everybody's house.
Looking right on the dogs.
That's the one. That's the one that they pushed over. See it?
Turn this not video. Hey, don't y'all, now
Down right
John,
there.
Taylor, don't let me forget.
That's the one they pushed over.
I want to look at the outside of your house before we.
Oh yeah. So this stack of rocks. Not just any stack of rocks, that's a piece of cinder block too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever they found here to leave a marker. It's a. I don't know what it is.
I love the trail that matches John's story.
Yeah,
through
I mean,
here.
it's clearly right where he said he would have saw them. It's clearly trampled down.
And it's a high mound, the highest part of ground in this woods to look over at their house.
Yep. So they're not standing in a hole. So, you know, the height would have to be massive because they're on level ground. They're not standing in a hole.
Yeah.
They're not standing on a big mound, you know, like a upraised umpire or, you know, pitcher's mound or
Yeah.
something. So this is a big beast. Beasts, plural.
All right, look back here. That's the one that got pushed over right there. See how it broke?
Oh,
On the
yeah.
side of that down the hill is a water hole.
I know. Okay, so it was,
Look, right here, right, my light, but look.
oh, okay. Definitely
That,
is a structure.
oh, look here, look, oh my gosh, I got goosebumps, look. So we have found a marker, an engineered structure, okay? 150 feet away from John's home. This is not deadfall. This is not limbs falling out of the tree. Something placed these here for a reason. And also, it's right in front of a massive tree that John thinks that this thing pushed over, okay?
Oh, I know it did. I got a picture of this the day before. They
So-
were standing straight up. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at the vine.
Yeah, that's fresh.
I don't know if I can. That's the one where you entered from this side. The one in the hole.
Oh yeah.
Around here was also where we found the footprints.
Look at the rock. It's a random rock. Have you all witnessed any rock throwings or anything?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't. All right, there's another one.
Where are you going, Dave?
Right here behind this tree.
There's two more of these. There's two more of these, man. Is it down a little?
I think I saw one. Yeah.
one right there. That's it.
Yeah.
And that one right there. There's the Mamma Jamma.
Oh yeah.
Look at all them limbs piled up right there on that one too.
Yeah. It's like almost juvenile or something,
Yep.
just building their little structures like the big one down there. I see what John's talking about. He said this wasn't like that, Dave.
Oh wow.
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 That's stuck in there upside down.
Well, the base is in the ground, but the top's in, is the, you know.
See, this is the one. See how it comes out and something broke it over?
All right. John, don't shoot me.
I'm not. What's behind you?
I'm gonna whoop.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
no, you're gonna do that.
I'm just gonna not nothing real big. I'm just gonna let everything know we're here.
I see like the big one rip. Did you hear that? Huh? It sounded like, I thought I heard some something crunching down there at the bottom. Maybe not. Your whelps have got wailing going.
I'm gonna do a long one. You hear that? That what we think is a bird.
At night?
That it could very well be, but we hear that a lot when we're having Bigfoot activity on our main hunt property, and a lot of times it can be just an imitation.
That's where they got a watering hole right there, a little pond. It used to be the reservoir for the guy's pump.
Can we walk down that way a little bit?
Sure.
I'm trying to make my way to David and John. I'm gonna go up and around. David just picked up ice on the other side of the property, so I'm gonna try to make my way to them. So David's got ice. I found definitely a path that they're taking through here. Okay, so here's an old logging trail. Yeah, here's a trail right here, Dave.
Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's a.
Did you pick up eye shine at all? Perfect trail up through here.
Yeah, that's
Old logging trail.
yeah, old logging trail. We go back up it. I'll take you across where I think they're going.
If people can just tell where we're at.
Oh, Taylor, I got goosebumps.
Yeah. Are you seeing it, John? Rolling.
Well, it's faint, okay? And what we're seeing, I don't want to describe it because when you see it, you'll know. But we've had this phenomenon happen on other properties. Now we got a car coming out that's creating a little backlight for us, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
But it's above what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Is it two?
I've
Yeah.
seen
Two.
two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 5 feet apart?
Well, it'd be
There
left
could
and
be
right
three
for me.
then.
It was left and right for me, so you know, all I've seen is two.
Yeah.
But
There it was again.
see, I didn't see it that time.
Oh, you hear that? Listen. You hear the movement? Son?
Did not.
That's an engineered X.
Yeah.
All right, that's not there by happen chance. That's
No,
engineered.
because look at the two prongs on each end.
Yeah,
I need to pay attention to that.
I mean,
So this is 50 yards from John's house.
yeah,
If that.
maybe
that.
50 yards. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is 30 yards from the mound that's over there.
Yep. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could be bleed off from people out there. Though.
Perfect X. That's crazy.
Hell, I'm glad we found that though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely evidence.
There's a lot of evidence. A lot of Bigfoot evidence through here. So we're throwing rocks now, everyone at home, to see if we can get any type of... Yeah. No. No, I threw this way.
Can you hear that? There's something behind me.
We'll throw one more.
Okay.
I'm going this way with this. Down through here.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Just stuff in the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't real close, but there's definitely something over there. Yep, yeah, I got a rock right here. I got two of them.
Okay.
Now, I gotta throw left-handed because, you know,
I got a bunch of them over here.
big haul. Here we go. Ready? David rock throw. I'm throwing a rock, you big goober. Number 2, David's rock throw. Is that you, Taylor?
What?
The rock.
I'm here. No.
So you didn't throw one?
No, my hand's right here. In my pocket.
I'm standing still.
So where'd the rock come from?
Where?
Did you not hear that?
No.
It sounded like something landed up there close to you.
I didn't hear nothing. Did you? Mm-mm.
Okay.
I didn't get nothing on camera. I'm pretty sure.
I lost my mind. Okay, well, I got a small one right here. But it seems odd to me to be laying on top of the leaf bottom.
Yeah.
Here we go. Small rock.
Excuse me. Shit. Thank you.
Allergy season.
Yeah.
There's something off in the distance, man.
Yeah, way off. I can hear it.
Camera's not going to pick it up. It's
No.
There's something off in the distance.
Yeah.
Everybody hearing that?
That movement over there?
Yeah.
Behind you?
That's a Bigfoot. What's going on?
Yep.
I think that's as close as we've come all night right there, brother.
Yeah.
Here.
It did like a whoop and then it changed it. It changed the way it was doing it.
We call that the root root.
It's like he's trying to mimic a dog or something. Right?
Here.
Yep.
Got a lot closer, Taylor.
My God.
That's not a dog.
No, it's not a dog. You tell you know it's not a dog. You don't hear any other dogs barking with it. I'm walking up here and every move we make in these woods is super loud.
He gave a loud one just now.
Camera had to pick that up. Three hours away and we got the root root. Movement. Tell me you heard. Please,
Yeah,
camera,
yeah,
pick
yeah.
that up.
You hear?
Something's moving over there.
Yeah, before I get that, this is my dog that got attacked. Waylon.
Yeah, we're gonna
See his eye?
we're gonna interview Waylon.
It's a lot better now.
Let me see.
I don't know if he's gonna lose his eye or not. It's a lot better now.
So Waylon got his eye attacked.
His eye
I see it.
and behind his ear. Dude, I've got some pictures I'm gonna show y'all.
Of him?
Yeah,
Can you send them to us?
I can. Yeah, but I mean, it's after. It wasn't when he was all bloody. It's after we were.
Yeah.
And let me show you this. If y'all want to.
I'm way